We are Enactus Germany, and today we will take you on our journey. A journey of learning, progressing, and impacting.
A journey where communities face a lot of challenges, from poverty and food insecurities to social and gender inequalities.
But the people we meet are proud, optimistic, and resilient, fighting for a better tomorrow. Just like Amadou, a farmer in Senegal.
Amadou works hard on his fields, but he loses half of his harvest every season. Thus, he struggles to make a living and feed his family. To really understand the causes, we traveled to sub-Saharan Africa, interviewed over 50 farmers, experts, and NGOs, and studied dozens of research papers and reports. We asked, we listened, then we understood.
We identified three main issues. First, 30% of the harvest is lost even before it grows. The lack of education leads to inefficient farming.
Second, 20% are post-harvest losses. Amadou can't dry efficiently to reach the humidity level required for storage. And it rots or is eaten by animals, forcing him to sell immediately after harvesting, just like all the other farmers, resulting in an enormous price drop of up to 60% for a few weeks a year.
Third, the strong dependency on middlemen. They control market access and push prices down even further. They buy all the harvest cheaply and dry it industrially. Amadou only receives a fraction of the sale price, resulting in a low income of only $500 in a whole year.
This leads to dependence, hunger, and poverty for over 260 million farmers in sub-Saharan Africa.
According to the FAO, over 540 million tons of food are post-harvest losses every year, a value of $420 billion. With this, we could feed over 1 billion people every year, a waste of 540 million tons of CO2. This inefficiency leads to a heavy dependence on food imports from many sub-Saharan countries. Taking Amadou's home country Senegal, which relies on imports to fulfill 70% of its food requirements. In times of food price inflation, an even tougher issue.
Mais si on n'a pas ça, ça se pourrit, on va jeter dans la poubelle. Donc là, vraiment,
A problem affecting his whole community. We understood it's not about producing more food, it's about producing more efficiently.
We took responsibility and founded Save the Grain as a holistic working enterprise, solving all these problems by increasing efficiency in food supply chain, guaranteeing prosperity and economic independence for farmers.
Here's our first lesson, leveraging local networks.
To address the first problem, we approached SIAT, the local agriculture institution, and our fellow Enactus of Recycle. Together, we offer quality farming education. This exclusive access that we created increases the harvest potential by at least 15%.
Solving the second problem was quite challenging. Traditional drying methods lead to losses due to bugs and wetness. Industrial methods are too expensive for smaller quantities and require high maintenance. We needed to make drying more efficient and accessible to reduce crop losses. Our solution? A game-changing, electricity-free, easy-to-use and affordable drying method using local materials that protect the crop from external influences. A solar dryer. Lesson 2, product iteration.
We started with our first prototype, collected direct feedback from farmers and iterated. We improved materials, design and economic aspects. We cooperated with our technical university in Cologne and with the farmers' knowledge about local conditions. Our engineering team developed the second, 10 times more efficient prototype. A unique and disrupting technology. The sun heats the air in the collector, which creates a convection flow through the drying chamber. The warm airflow dries the crop lying in the drawers.
Each dryer serves on average 10 farmers, dries 15 tons of food, and saves over 26,000 meals annually, while being more space-saving and less time-consuming, providing lower humidity levels impossible to achieve with old-fashioned drying methods. The now optimal humidity levels allow to store the crop for up to 2 years. By gaining this flexibility, the farmers can sell the crop for optimal prices.
Now, after we invented the optimal technology, we had to face the market.
Lesson 3. Cooperation is key.
Social entrepreneurs should not only provide technology to the people, but also unite them to truly benefit society. In our case, the farmers had to trust each other, to form a community for sharing a dryer. The solution: farming cooperatives. They benefit from quantity discounts for seeds, from better credit rating, for social security, for tough times. In this way, we strengthen farmers' position, bypass the middlemen, and increase their market power.
Only this holistic concept of education, innovation, and cooperation disrupts the market structure, provides independence for farmers, and fights food loss.
But no solution is impactful without realization. And no realization comes without its struggles. Our first optimized solar dryer in Guinea-Bissau worked perfectly, but
Gunfire in Guinea-Bissau's capital.
the country faced political instabilities and we had to leave behind the progress we had made and lost access to our dryer.
We chose the wrong country, failed, and felt stuck. We asked ourselves how to overcome this.
Lesson 4. Never give up.
We decided to move on and find the answer. We rethought our partner strategy, analyzed political, legal, and environmental aspects, and identified Senegal as the most promising target. We connected with Enactus Senegal, with the local NGO Meri e.V., and the Senegalese government as our strong allies.
We demonstrated our commitment by staying in Senegal for over 5 months.
And there, we identified another crucial problem. Single mothers had no access to income and thus could not send their kids to school. We had to act.
Lesson 5. Becoming a business incubator.
How can we fully harness the potential of our solar dryer while further benefiting society? Our solution? Utilizing the dryer year-round, while the woman used it in the non-harvest period to dry various foods such as moringa, onions, and mangoes for sale. They join farmer cooperatives and we enable them with skills in production and entrepreneurship to start their own small business under our brand, FAMPACT. This extends the shelf life of food, and now our first product, moringa powder, for which no proper drying method was available before, even combats malnutrition, a problem affecting over 11% of the Senegalese population.
The women's products can range from tea, spices, or like here, chips.
A woman can earn up to $1,000 per year.
Oui, j'ai cherché du papaye, oignon vert, jacquerie mangue.
FAMPACT can just be one example of many. Our solar dryer is truly a business incubator for the villages.
Our USPs? The dryer is 50% more efficient, environmentally friendly as no gas or electricity is needed. Therefore, incurs zero operating costs, even for small harvests. Priced at $7,500, yielding a profit of $2,500. We sell B2G to local communities and government institutions who make them available to the farmers. Our cooperatives provide farming education, higher profits, and affordable microcredits for farmers who don't benefit from the B2G purchases.
To achieve scalability, drive economies of scale, and reduce the price to $5,000 per unit, we'll establish a dryer factory in Senegal. Core components will be assembled in-house and installed by local teams at customer site. In partnership with the GIZ and the CDO Group, we'll train and employ 5 welders with funding worth over $22,000.
Our analysis revealed a Senegalese dryer market of 450,000 units for farmers. With a service obtainable market of 22,000 units, our potential market share is $110 million. We will serve 700 units in the next 3 years, with a focus on B2G sales. Our dynamic cash flow analysis reveals break-even by next year.
But what about Amadou and his community?
His harvest increases by 70%, plus the 60% price increase and 25% through corporate direct selling. Amadou's annual profit increases by more than 4 times, from $500 to more than $2,000.
Plus, the women's income. The annual profit of one community increases by more than 6 times, from $5,000 to over $30,000.
This year, we empower 3 communities by installing 3 dryers in Mary, in Ganjo, and sold one in Tubatul.
We dried 3.5 tons and thus saved over 6,000 meals.
Offset 1.2 tons of CO2.
Produced 150 FAMPAC bags.
Empowered 92 people.
Impacted 552 people.
Created $125,000 of income opportunities.
All in all, our enterprise contributes to 11 of the 17 SDGs.
This year, we received $32,000 in competitions, investors, and incubators.
Plus, the Peasant Project heard of our success and wanted to cooperate with us. Together with the Senegalese government, they signed a contract to purchase 100 solar dryers starting next year.
This strategic move will generate $500,000 in confirmed revenue, $215,000 in pre-sales profit, and over $3.1 million for the communities.
Next year, we will empower 100 communities, impact 10,000 people, and save over 1 million meals.
Vraiment une initiative qui est vraiment géniale et
Nous sommes très fiers de ce soir de Lena et ses collègues.
Je dois dire merci à toute la délégation.
And because we strongly believe in who we are and in what we do, we are not just moving to Senegal. Robin, Marvin, and I are dedicating our entire careers there to make long-lasting impact.
On our journey this year,
We learned,
We progress.
We impacted.
revolutionizing food security in sub-Saharan Africa.
We are
Enactus Germany!
We will now begin the question and answer session. Only judges may ask questions. Judges, please raise your hand if you wish to ask a question. Kindly wait for someone to hand you a microphone, and then before asking your question, state your name and organization.
Veerle Korsten, Young Impact. There was a lot of learning, failing, but also succeeding, so thanks for the story. I was wondering, you guys mentioned that there's a lot of harvest lost even before growth, and that can be solved with education. Did you guys already do this, and if so, how? I'd love to know. Thank you.
So we started with a couple of training sessions with the farmers, like how to use fertilizers more efficiently and also without chemicals.
Hello, my name is Azamat from Kyrgyzstan. What's the capacity for each dryer and the payback period for one piece, one unit?
All right, the capacity for one dryer depends on the kind of harvest. So because we have a drying area of 8 square meters, which equals, depending on the weight, different amounts of the harvest. For example, just to give you a number, for mangoes, one single load would be around 120 kilograms. For potatoes, it would be a bit less. For corn, a bit more. And the second one was?
Payback period. Payback period.
For one farmer?
Yes. For one unit, for one dryer.
Yes, so one dryer is shared by 10 farmers. And with the B2G sales, the government will give it to the farmers, but we also have another model. When 10 farmers share one dryer, it's $7,500, so every farmer pays $750 per year.
The price of one unit is 7,500, yes?
Yes,
and
at the moment.
Payback period for this one unit, how many years or months?
So we increase the income of the farmers 4 times, so they earn in 1 year from 500 to 2,000, so it's just 1 year, the period.
It's around 3 years or 4 years, maybe, yes?
It's 1 year.
Well done, Germany. Beautiful presentation. I'm Jack from South Africa. My question is, how do you generate an income? Like, how do you make your revenue?
So our business model is B2C directly to the farmers and B2B to the food companies, and as you saw in the presentation, B2G to the government to sell the dryers.
So it's through selling the dryers. What? Okay.
Hi, great presentation. Ninoshka from Repurpose Coffee. So Save the Grain, the business is from the team or community, first question. And the second one is the technology can be patented?
All right, the first question I didn't quite get, so I'm just going to start answering the second first, if that's all right. So we took legal advice, and patenting the design may be a challenge, but the solar dryer is not the only aspect of our holistic concept. So Save the Grain is not only about the product, but also about the entire infrastructure. And maybe you can repeat the first question?
Yeah, you say that Save the Grain is, you empower farmers, right? So that business, the technology you have, how you create revenue from it. You sell it, but that percentage of profit you have, it goes back to the team or back to the community, or who receive that profit?
So the 2.5K profit from each sold dryer, it's our revenue, I think is the right word, yes.
Yes.
It's the team revenue.
Yes, right.
Okay.
It's a team revenue, but we will be in Senegal and work there with our company.
Okay.
I hope you have time to answer.